Well, good afternoon. I'm Ty Marsh, Executive Director of the Solid Waste Authority of Central Ohio. And on behalf of our Board of Trustees, I want to welcome you to SWACO, where our mission is to manage the community solid waste stream to enable growth, prosperity, and environmental stewardship. And the Mayor's announcement is going to include all of those things today. You are on the site of a former landfill that is being transformed into the largest solar project of its kind in the United States, something we're very proud of because our motto is from waste to resources. We're also so pleased that the renewable energy generated by this project will stay in our community and be used by local citizens, which was our goal when we initiated the project. Thank you, Mayor Ginther, for your vision for Clean Energy Columbus and for your partnership with SWACO. In addition to the electricity generated, the solar project will serve as an important education tool for our children regarding renewable energy, as well as a visual billboard along Interstate 71 with our beautiful downtown skyline in the backdrop to demonstrate our community's commitment to sustainability. To get this program started, I'm pleased to introduce Aisha Robinson, who will introduce Mayor Ginther. Aisha?
Thank you, Ty, for that introduction and for hosting us here today. My name is Aisha Robinson from Impact Community Action, and I'm so very pleased to be a part of this event. Impact Community Action's mission is to fight poverty by providing hope, inspiring help, and real opportunities for self-sufficiency. We are so very proud of the projects that we work with in the city of Columbus. I manage the Energy Advocates program that helps educate and assist residents in our lower income neighborhoods and BIPOC communities of energy efficiency issues. I also work with the home-related and other home-related weatherization programs in many of Columbus neighborhoods and live and grew up in the Linden neighborhood of Columbus, Ohio. That is why I know firsthand how important energy is to our community and the impact that clean energy, energy efficiency, and sustainability can have on our hardworking neighborhoods. Clean energy and energy efficiency can have a real effect on the livability and the quality of life for people in our community. Residents in these neighborhoods are on the front lines of climate change and can least bear the effects of more 90-degree days. That is why this work is so important, and I'm excited for the announcements made today about the Clean Energy Columbus program. And now I'd like to introduce a true champion for sustainability in our city, Mayor Andrew J. Ginther. Mayor.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it very much. It is a great day in the city of Columbus. I am so appreciative of Ty Marsh and all his colleagues at SWACO. Aisha, who has worked at Impact Community Action for 15 years in a variety of different roles. Grateful for your leadership and the impact you've had on children and families in our neighborhoods. Christian Fenner from the Columbus Division of Power, Scott Slisher from AEP Energy, Michael Mcnulty from BQ Energy, Kathy Cohen-Becker from the Sierra Club. Grateful for all of you joining us today. Nearly a year ago, in a historic vote, Columbus voters overwhelmingly said yes to Columbus's clean energy future. Now we're implementing Clean Energy Columbus, our 100% Ohio-based clean energy aggregation program to power our homes and businesses. This work is vital to making significant reductions in our carbon footprint by 2030 and becoming totally carbon neutral by 2050, all through the lens of equity and environmental justice. Clean Energy Columbus is already providing clean energy and benefits to our community. Today, we're announcing another big step forward and delivering on our promise to provide locally sourced, clean, renewable energy. Right outside where we stand now, our friends at SWACO and BQ Energy are developing the Columbus Solar Park right here in Franklin County. I'm proud to say that through creative partnerships and collaboration, this innovative project will power and benefit clean energy Columbus participants as well as those served by our city's division of power. For the first 5 years, all power produced will go toward Clean Energy Columbus. After that initial period, the project will then split the clean energy between Clean Energy Columbus and customers served by the Columbus Division of Power. The impact of this project is twofold: cleaner air and the creation of over 200 jobs in our community. Before I bring up Christian Fenner, the Assistant Administrator of the Columbus Division of Power, I also want to let you know of another great development in Clean Energy Columbus. We will be working to create green jobs. $300,000 from Clean Energy Columbus has been set aside specifically for developing a workforce for the clean energy jobs of today and tomorrow. Our Green Jobs program will specifically focus on helping young people ages 18 to 24 in our opportunity neighborhoods. Throughout a 16-week program, they will learn the clean energy industry by working and learning in our community neighborhoods to perform energy audits and weatherization, like installing insulation and weather stripping. And they'll be paid a living wage for their work. One of our goals for clean energy in Columbus is to create jobs and train the local workforce to fill them. And with that, I'd like to bring up Christian Fenner. Christian?
Thank you, Mayor Ginther, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christian Fenner, the Assistant Administrator for the City of Columbus's Division of Power. When I first started to work in the electric utility industry, I clearly recall learning two lessons. One, that coal was king, like there was no other reliable source of power. And two, that you can't store power. You either use it or you lose it. As I fast forward 15 years, I'm aging myself, I am awed and amazed at how far our industry has come and how those two antiquated facts are no longer the case. Wind and solar energy has experienced remarkable growth over the last decade with no chances of slowing down. And we know that clean, renewable energy is one of the most effective tools we have at combating climate change. We also know that it's going to take electric utilities like mine to be at the front and center of our community-wide goals. We at the Division of Power know what it takes, and we will send Columbus to the next level. We are fully understanding our role, and with that, we are very committed to the climate plan, the Climate Action Plan, and we are actually very committed to the carbon neutrality by 2050. With that, we are going to also impart equity and environmental justice. And with that saying, we are very excited to be a part of this project here, bringing clean local renewable energy directly to our region, working with BQ Energy at their Columbus Solar Park right here at the Swaco site. Ensuring that this project is going to power Columbus residents, we have gone through a very incredible undertaking. But it's only been possible due to the collaboration and partnership of everyone here in this room today. At the Division of Power, we are proud to be a critical part in this role. And we are helping to bring this to life by bringing power to Columbus homes and to small businesses. We aren't stopping there, though. We are also actively reducing our carbon emissions by bringing renewable projects to the scene, like reconstructing the O'Shaughnessy Dam, and we're also working on an all-LED smart street lighting project for the Columbus residents. I want to thank Mayor Ginther for inspiring us to become a better city, and I want to thank Director Tracy Davies for her great leadership with the Department of Public Utilities. The Division of Power is certainly excited in leading Columbus to a clean, healthy future. And with that, I want to introduce Scott Slisher with AEP Energy.
Thank you, Christian. Good afternoon. My name is Scott Slisher. I'm the Senior Vice President of Customer Solutions and Development for AEP Energy. We are the competitive retail, wholesale, distributed generation, and renewable development arm of American Electric Power. We are proud to be the supplier for the Clean Energy Columbus program. One of the key requirements the city expressed to us on the front end was obtaining Ohio-based wind and solar generation assets to serve the residents with 100% of their annual electricity needs. This Columbus Solar Park is a key development in over 700 megawatts of renewable energy assets that will span across the Buckeye State to make that goal a reality. The Columbus Solar Park is a breakthrough in many different ways. It allows for the reclamation of a former landfill site to a new and environmentally beneficial use. It provides for new investment and construction and maintenance jobs in Columbus. Its location and size provides a visible sign of Columbus's progress towards a clean and equitable energy transition for interstate and air traffic to see. Additionally, the project structure will ultimately benefit Clean Energy Columbus participants, keeping the price the customers pay for the program competitive with a default rate. Across AEP, our shared mission is to do the right thing every time for our customers, each other, and for our future. Partnering with the city and BQ Energy to make the Columbus Solar Park a reality amplifies that mission through job creation, environmental justice, and economic development in and around the 270 Outer Belt. As we continue our pursuit of new wind and solar assets to serve Clean Energy Columbus and nearly 200,000 Columbus households, we are working with key stakeholders to further the associated benefits of new renewable energy. By partnering with organizations like Impact Community Action, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and the Columbus Urban League, the City of Columbus and AEP Energy are making these goals a reality through Columbus's 8 opportunity neighborhoods. At AEP Energy, we consider ourselves to be part of the fabric of Columbus. We applaud Mayor Ginther and the City of Columbus for leading the way towards carbon neutrality by 2050, as well as acting on climate. We're honored to be a part of the solution to help get us all there. Thank you. And my pleasure to introduce Mike Mcnulty with BQ Energy.
Hi, I'm Michael Mcnulty. I'm the Senior Project Manager with BQ Energy Development, and I am the Project Manager for Columbus Solar Park. For those who haven't heard much about BQ Energy Development, we are a renewable energy development company that builds strictly on brownfields, landfills, coal mines, toxic waste dumps. Anywhere you really can't use the land for much else, you wouldn't want to build houses or restaurants on top of these. It is all we do. We don't build on farmland, we don't build on rooftops, we don't build on green fields, and it's because of that specialty, I have no hesitation in saying we are the best at doing landfills. It is strictly all we do. Some companies do them, but they do other things, and frankly, it takes a lot of patience typically to develop a landfill into a solar project. There are a lot of extra permits for that. However, for the Swaco project, one of the best things about this project is that long before we got here, Scott Perry and the Swaco team really prepared the local municipalities, state agencies on what the project was going to be. Put a lot of time and effort into explaining what we wanted to do, what the plan was, so that by the time we showed up with our drawings and designs and our build plan, everyone was very comfortable with what we were doing. They had really great questions out of the gate, and we have really set a really unprecedented time in getting our permits, our interconnection for the site. Typically, interconnection is one of our longest lead time items. That's just the simple act of plugging into the grid, which unfortunately isn't so simple. One of the best benefits for this project, though, is that we're able to plug into the City of Columbus's substation just up the street. Christian Fenner with Division of Power had the unenviable task of coming in halfway through for another engineer who moved on to a different company. Her and her team with the city and GPD have done a fantastic job getting the engineering set, a lot of the technical requirements. There's a lot of unique challenges with the site that they have handled masterfully and done quite quickly compared to many utilities around the country. So a lot of praise to the SWACO team and the City of Columbus, and also just Jackson Township, Franklin County. We've had several meetings with them. Everyone has been very supportive of the project. Again, asking very good questions. People have very genuine concerns when we first started, but we were able to put a lot of them to bed right away. One of the most rewarding things about a project like this is that we can take a landfill, which costs SWACO a lot of money every year to maintain. We were just talking about it earlier. I think it's somewhere around $200,000 a year. We're able to now turn that liability into an asset. So not only is it covering the cost largely of maintaining the landfill, but we're also bringing new resources and new money into SWACO, and that in turn benefits the rest of Central Ohio, benefits the City of Columbus, and that's just with a lease payment. Some of the other benefits are the fact that we do hire a lot of people to build these and maintain these. We love hiring local labor. We don't like going out to tons of bidders from all over. We have to bring in people from other states. We like hiring people in their community and maintaining people, hiring people to maintain a project in the community as well. When something goes wrong or you need more people to come fix a problem, it's much simpler just to have people who live here work on the project. So with that, I would like to turn it over to Kathy Cowan-Becker.
All right, good afternoon. It's great to be here with you today. My name is Kathy Cowan-Becker, and I'm chair of the Ready for 100 campaign in Ohio and executive director of Simply Living in Columbus. That's a lot of titles, but at heart, I'm a climate activist, which is why I'm here today. In November 2015, when I was getting a master's in environmental policy at Ohio State, I decided to go to Paris for the COP21 climate conference. And on the second day of that event, 1,000 mayors gathered in a room. They were from all over the world. They passed a joint resolution committing their cities to 100% renewable energy. And I thought to myself, Columbus ought to do that. Fast forward to 2017, when the Sierra Club launched the Ready for 100 campaign to ask US mayors to do the same. And I knew I had to get involved. Over the next 4 years, our team of committed volunteers organized high-visibility public events, tabled at community festivals, held neighborhood dialogues, organized 2 statewide trainings, and collected 5,000 signatures on our petition to ask the City of Columbus to commit to 100% renewable energy. To its credit, the city welcomed us into their Sustainability Advisory Group and sought our help in obtaining the American Cities Climate Challenge Grant. As our conversations developed, we began bringing up the idea of community choice aggregation for 100% renewable energy. Ready for 100 had 3 asks: that the energy be 100% renewable, that it come from local solar and wind projects, and that it include programs to benefit low-income neighborhoods and communities of color. And again, to its credit, the city did all 3 things with Clean Energy Columbus. The contract with our utility supplier, AEP, stipulates that residents and businesses in Columbus will be supplied with 100% renewable energy from in-state projects, generating money for grants each year for energy efficiency and workforce development in opportunity neighborhoods, and you've heard about some of that already. During his State of the City address in 2020, Mayor Ginther announced the intent to run the City of Columbus on 100% renewable energy by 2022. What seemed like an unbelievably short timeline. Yet here we are at the city's first major solar project, which you can see is as local as it gets. I'm proud to live in a city that has taken such big strides on climate so quickly. Clean Energy Columbus is cutting our carbon emissions by 1.2 million metric tons per year, and local projects like this will create jobs, clean the air, and improve our health. This is an investment in ourselves. Columbus is the 14th largest city in the 6th highest carbon emitting state, so what we do matters, and we should all be proud to see Columbus getting this right. All right, thank you. And
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for all your diligence, your advocacy, your partnership we wouldn't be here today without your leadership and the great collaboration and partnership from everybody here today, but we're grateful for it. The future of Columbus is bright and powered by our commitment to clean, sustainable energy. We know that climate change impacts our most vulnerable residents right now. I try to remind folks all the time that climate change is a social justice issue. It's not about icebergs in faraway lands. It's about temperatures and major weather events that are disproportionately negatively impacting our residents right now in opportunity neighborhoods. Longer, more powerful rainstorms mean higher energy bills, home repairs, and even health consequences. Our equity agenda calls out disparities across all sectors of the community and lays out our plans to address them. The Columbus Solar Park is the next step in bringing clean energy and clean energy jobs to our great city. We'll be happy to take any of your questions. Any questions from the press? Yes.
Mayor, what's your hope in the timeline of this, of getting this done and up and ready? What's your hope for a timeline?
As quickly as possible. Anybody that knows me knows we wanted it done yesterday, but as far as the solar park operation, should that question go to our friend? Come on up.
So in
You can go
terms
through
of
timeline details.
In terms of timeline, we're hoping to have all permits in hand by the end of the year. There are a couple local permits we still need. We did secure our large permit from the Ohio EPA, so that was a relief. We would like to start construction sometime in March, and we're aiming to be online. Right now, it's going to be between January and June of next year. One of the main problems we've had so far, really the only problem we've had on the project, is securing equipment. There is a global crunch for transformers, switchgear, a lot of high-end equipment that just unfortunately takes a long time to produce and requires a lot of steel. So we're working on those things. There are significant upgrades to the substation that'll need to be done. But right now it's between January and June of next year, as close to January as I can possibly get it.
So in terms of the first solar panel being installed, what is your hope there?
Looking for March to April to be on site and up and running.
And for the total project to be completed and you guys plugged into the substation, you're thinking June, July?
It would be June at the latest. Preferably, as I said, first quarter is what we would shoot for. It's really going to be very dependent on when we can get the equipment to plug in for the substation.
And so for houses to be electrified with just the solar energy, what is the thinking there? August, September, or
Once it turns on, I mean, there's not a lot of testing that needs to go on. There's no fuel that needs to be brought on the site. Once we flip the switch and run our test with Division of Power, we're on and producing and sending power to the grid.
So I think a lot of people at home are going to have questions like, will my house need to be upgraded? What will be the process for homeowners? Can you explain that or elaborate on that?
Sure, there's nothing homeowners have to do. This sends power into the grid just as a nuclear or coal or natural gas plant would. You won't see any differences in how your power comes in. There's no worries about surges or spikes. All of that has been modeled, figured out. Any protective equipment is put in place at the substation or here at the site. In true fact, a lot of utilities really love solar panels because they put out power right when you need it. On the hottest day in the summer, when everyone's air conditioning is cranking, this is at maximum. So it's providing that relief on that surge in power demand. So, you know, in short though, there is nothing you have to do at home. You won't notice where your power is coming from or any changes to the lights or anything like that.
Now, obviously, the incredible benefit is 100% of it will be renewable.
Right.
Do you guys also do solar or sorry, wind?
Wind, in the past we have. Our showcase project is actually on Lake Erie at the Bethlehem Steel Plant called Steel Winds. It's a 35 megawatt steel plant, wind project. I personally would love to do wind. It's just the development cycle for wind is a lot longer. There's a lot more testing, there's a lot more permitting, there's a lot more capital that's required. And solar is just a nice, simple, fast solution that we can do in mass in a lot more areas that you really can't do wind. You need a lot of land for wind, whereas here we can fit solar to whatever land we have.
Hi, I'm Tyler Buchanan with the new Axios Columbus. I'm hoping you could get into a little bit, what were any of the challenges raised or questions about the project from any of the local leaders, and how are they pacified?
Anything, Ty, or anything that you heard? I mean, Ty works with all of the cities and townships throughout the county and service area.
I don't think there are any real questions. It was more along the lines of the credibility. Can you really do this? We've heard so many of these projects and other projects, and SWACO has a history of some of that. And so it was more of every community was saying this is great. We love the educational value for it. We love that it's going to make money for SWACO, which offsets the tipping fee, which benefits everybody in Franklin County. But we'll see it when we believe it. And I think what BQ Energy is saying, which is significant, of all their projects, and again, Mike said they only do landfills and all. This one's just going along just great because of the infrastructure we have in place, the collaboration with the City of Columbus. AEP is such an important partner. I mean, this once again is where all the partnerships and collaboration that Columbus offers comes together. In this case, on this project, which is really something to be proud of, in addition to the economic benefit.
There was a reference, I think, early on about this being, very large or something. Was it the largest in Ohio, or is there a number on that?
So the project size is split, so it's 49.5 megawatts AC, and it's just about 60 megawatts DC. It'll be the largest landfill solar project in the country. As far as we know, BQ actually holds that title already with our Annapolis, Maryland, our Annapolis Solar Park project, and that is 13 megawatts AC and 18 megawatts DC. So this is significantly larger to the point where it's kind of hard to fathom how big this will be. But to put that in scale, the first project I ever built was 1/100th this size. And that was, I think, the first or second project in Connecticut.
We'll have you back out when we got it all ready to go. It'll be pretty amazing.
I could add just additional comment. There's tremendous economic and environmental benefits to this, but there's also a great opportunity to market our city in terms of our commitment to sustainability. You got so many great programs that the mayor is advancing. The citizens in Columbus have strongly endorsed that through the ballot. This is another one, and again, when SWACO undertook this, we wanted, one, to generate revenue to offset our expense at this landfill, but two, we really wanted to use it as a educational and marketing attraction so that visitors and anyone can see the commitment of our city to sustainability.
And I think it's a very important point, Todd. Kathy can speak to this, I think, particularly because the state seems to be going the opposite direction with renewable energy and embracing the work that we're doing here. I think it's critically important for cities and communities to go at it alone and not wait on the state or federal government. And these are the ways we've been able to build support with community aggregation. This incredible project, there's no way we would have been able to get to 100% renewable by 2022 and carbon neutrality by 2050 without this project and many others. You add anything, Kathy?
I would just add one thing, which is cities are responsible for 70% of carbon emissions around the world. So for a long time, the climate and environmental movement was working on the federal level, and that changed in 2017 to move to cities. But we should have been working with cities this whole time, because cities are where most of the people are, the buildings, the cars. That's where most of the emissions happen. And so cities are the most important arena for climate action now.